Hello everyone, very good evening each and every person. Welcome back to the session. Guys, please confirm with these 2 points. Okay, whether you are able to hear my voice, please mention yes if you are able to hear my voice, and check with the clarity of that voice also. Like my voice is frequently fluctuating, or is that perfectly working fine for you? Please let me know. It's clear and perfect for you people, right? Everyone can hear me. That's great. That's great. Thank you for the response. Okay, so we will wait for 5 more minutes. We will wait for 5 more minutes because people are still joining in the session. So that now the time is 6 o'clock, right? So exactly at 6:05, I'm going to start explanation of what are the things that we are going to learn, and we will start doing something in the instance. Okay, so we will learn something today that is very important, and that is also very helpful for you people. Where that is the first step for you to go for the service. Okay. So I think even I have uploaded the recording session in the Telegram group. If you are in the Telegram group, you people will receive the link that I have posted over there. Okay. So check with the link and try to go with the recordings if you want. So I will also share the Telegram group link, guys, at the end of the session. No need to worry about that. So So once again, very good afternoon and good evening to each and every person. I hope my voice is clear for you people. I think a lot of questions are asking in the Q&A. So let me reply for a few of them and then after I will start my session. Okay, guys. So as per now, I think the questions are like so many of you people are asking about the Telegram group link. So I have shared that in the Q&A. You can check it out. You can join the Telegram group link from there. So whereas coming to the recordings, I will also share the link once again in the Telegram group after the session so that you can check it out. Okay. So after the session, that means after 8 o'clock, I'm going to share the same link once again so that you people will go with the recordings. So each and every recording session, that means every session that we are going to write, that will be uploaded to that link only. So you can go with that link and watch the recordings that are provided on the daily basis. Okay. And whereas coming to this offer letter, such kind of things, there are no offer letter for internship, guys. This is a virtual internship and this is a free program that is running from SmartBridge. Okay. And whereas coming to some questions are like regarding the certification voucher. So that you will get after completion of the courses in the now learning. Okay. We will explain you what are the courses that you need to complete after the live sessions. That means after the training sessions, you will have mentoring sessions, right? That is AMA sessions. So I think most of you people already received the mails regarding this. Like in that particular mail itself, you will see one link is for calendar, one link is for handbook, one link is for Telegram group. So everything is being shared with you people. Okay, if you have registered with AICT portal. So if that is given to you people, sorry guys, if that is given to you people, then please go with that mail. In that particular mail, you will see the calendar, how many days there will be training sessions, how many days there will be a mentoring sessions, that are nothing but AMA sessions. Okay, then after you will see one handbook. In that particularly you will see the courses links that you people need to complete, as well as in each and every day session what are the things that we are going to complete also, that will be mentioned over there in the handbook. Okay, so you can directly go over there and check it out. And whereas coming to this attendance, a lot of you people are asking about the attendance, right? So attendance is mandatory and it is valid. So please come to the class daily and attend the class. Okay. So attendance is valid based on the mail ID that you are entering with to the Zoho. Okay. Where that will be validated based on the time duration that you are available in this class. That means if the class duration is from 6 to 8, then you should be in this particular time duration where the time should be calculated. And whereas coming to few people are using mobile, please don't use mobile for this particular course. Try to use laptop. Then only you can access it easily. Guys, I think everyone are ready. Please say yes or no in the chat box so that we can start our work. That means we can start learning service now. So yesterday we got to know how we can create our accounts. That is a developer account as well as now learning account. Then after we also got to know that what are the things that are mainly focused on in the ServiceNow website. Okay, so we got to see some instant actions that are useful for us where you can implement if your instance is not working properly. Okay, now in today's class, what are the topics that we are going to discuss and what we are going to cover in today's class are like, we are going to starting with our first topic, that is basic configurations. Okay, then after we will start explaining about the system securities. What are the different system securities that are there for the ServiceNow and how we are going to work on each and every system security. So I think everyone are ready. So please give the thumbs up in the Q&A or emoji. That is fine, everything. Super, super, guys. As some of you people are even asking about the benefits and what are the things that you can achieve using this internship. I already explained in the HLS class itself. You can watch the recordings. Okay. So whatever the topic that we are discussing, right, guys? If you are able to understand, that is fine. If you're not able to understand, please watch the recordings twice or multiple times. Please practice that in your instance. Then you can understand it. Okay. But please try to listen carefully when I'm teaching you, as well as don't do that when I'm teaching you. So if I tell that you people need to write this particular thing, then please write that. That's it. Okay. So let me start. Yeah, already recordings has been shared, and I will also share that after the session as well. Okay, no need to worry. So please confirm with the screen, guys, whether you're able to see the screen or not. Everyone can see the screen. It's visible. Thank you for the response. So in yesterday's class, we got to know that how we can log into our instance, right? How we can log into our instance. So I already displayed you way. We have multiple ways to do that. Okay. So, and one way is to just go with the domain link that you have. That is nothing but an instant URL. Okay, instance URL that is been provided by the ServiceNow team whenever you are creating your account, that you can check in manage instance password. Okay, if you click on that, you will find the instance URL. In that particularly, you will get to see the domain link for your instance, where it will ask for username and password. Username and password is also provided over there only. Just copy that username and password, enter in the word, enter in this place where you are seeing username and password whenever you are opening that domain link. Then after, log into your instance. So yesterday I already showed that whenever you are opening your instance, the first preview that you saw, right? So I will explain you the entire preview, how it is being displayed over there, and what are the major things that you people need to remember, and what is the idea of that. Okay. So here, one of the important point that I want to tell you is like, so guys, here, if you see instance hibernation, okay. So if the instance is not active for 4 hours, then it will be automatically goes to the hibernated mode. That means it will go to the sleep mode. Okay, we need to wake up our instance. It will take time. Then after it will open the instance. So it is a process, guys. Don't open your instance if you are feeling that there is no work on that. Okay, suppose if you are opening your instance and if you're not working on that, then it will automatically go back to the logout. Then after, you need to wait for some time to open your instance. That is nothing but a hibernation mode. So it will almost take around 5 to 10 minutes to open your instance back once again. Okay. So if you see, guys, these are the few things that you are going to follow whenever you are opening your instance. So the first thing, the basic thing that you need to know, that are these. Okay. So whenever we are opening our instance, this is the first preview that we are seeing, right? This is the first preview that we are seeing, and these are the few things that we need to know here. Here, in the left side, we are seeing the ServiceNow logo. We are seeing ServiceNow logo, as well as beside that, we are seeing one option called All Menu. All Menu. So what is the purpose of this All Menu? Is like it will store all the applications and modules inside that. It will store all the applications and modules inside that particular Guys, please confirm me whether my voice is reaching for you people or not. Is that audible for you now? Yeah, thank you for the response. And check with the screen also whether my screen is visible for you. Everyone can see the page that I'm showing you for you. Okay. So now you people tell me what is the use of favorite in the general terms, guys. In the general terms, what is the use of favorite? How we are going to use that? So the basic use of favorite is like this. So whenever we are working on something, okay. So whenever we are working on something, that is very important for us. So what we will do is like we will make a bookmark of that particular thing so that we can identify that easily. If we are not using that also, we can go to the bookmarks and we can open that. If you go for the example of Chrome, suppose if you go for the example of gallery, okay, suppose if you go for the example of a gallery, then we will see multiple photos will be there for us. In that, we will like few photos, right? In that, we will like few photos. So what we will do, we will directly make a favorite of that. So there will be a heart symbol right over there. So we will make that heart symbol active so that what happens, it will directly help us to store separately. It will help us to store our particular photo separately and we can find that photo very easily. We can find that particular photo very easily from a gallery that we have. Okay. So that is the importance of favorite, whereas coming to the service now also. So in the instance, we are going to work on multiple things. That may be application, that may be a module, that may be a table, that may be a field, that may be a record, that may be a form, everything. So there will be a lot of things that we need to go through. Okay. So each and everything do have something to be do, right? So in that particularly, if we want to focus on something that is very important to us, or like I got an incident with certain issue, so that is very important for me. I want to frequently check the update of that incident. So what is the status of that incident, how that is being sent from new state to resolved state. Okay, so in that case what I can do, I can directly make a favorite of that thing. Okay, I can directly make a favorite of that thing so that you people can directly go and check if we are working on other things also. So we can directly go and check the favorite and we can start working on that. So whereas coming to the next option, that is history. So basically history is all about the recent tabs, guys. History is all about recent tabs. So if you take an example of your mobile also, if you're working on multiple applications, what happens? It will store in the recent history, right? It will store in the recent tabs. So where we can check what are the applications that we are working on. If you want to open certain application directly, we can click on that. It will directly open the application. So same goes with the particular history term that we are seeing over here in the instance. So it will store 30 recent tabs that we are opening. It will store 30 recent tabs that we are opening. Okay. So where suppose if I'm opening one application now, then after I'm opening one module in that I'm working on some table, that means three tabs, right? Three different tabs. Okay. Each and every tab have some uniqueness. So that it will store that in the history. So if we want to navigate frequently and work on that particular application frequently, we can use history so easily so that we can manage the things easily. Okay. So history will help you to navigate to that recent tabs easily, as well as it will store 30 recent tabs. Okay. That will store 30 recent tabs. Whereas coming to the next thing that we are seeing over here, that is workspace. So what is this workspace is like? So every role has their own workspace where they are going to work on. Okay. So every role has their own workspace where they are going to work on. So as coming to the system administrator also have a own workspace that he's going to work on. Okay. So that is based on the role. I will tell you what is this workspace clearly when we are working on the roles. Okay, so like we will create one and we will let you know how we are going to create that and how that is being applied to the role person. Okay, so that is nothing but a separate preview that we are going to create for a role that is going to be assigned to the single user. So that user is directly work on the workspace that has been assigned to them. There is no need of going to the tables. There is no need of going to the applications that to be required. So he can start working on the workspace directly. Okay. So each and every person having their own workspace depends on the role. Then after you people are seeing one option at the middle, right? One option at the middle that is shared admin dashboard. You people are seeing one option at the middle that is so for you people, it will display service now. Okay. For you people, it will directly display service now because we are working on the service now platform, right? Suppose we want to change the banner title. So that is nothing but a banner title we call over there. That is representing the banner title. So banner title as for now is service now. So that is displaying over there. But the help of that, what is the use of that, I will show you guys. So let me share the entire screen so that you people can see it easily, and what are the things that we are discussing that will be clear to you also. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to log into our instance. So to log into our instance, developer.servicenow.com, and in, enter the password, click on start build. Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. So let me share the screen once again. Okay. Sorry for this. Sir, guys, please let me know whether you're able to see the screen or not. Is my voice is audible for you? Don't ask these questions, guys. Don't ask these questions. So exam voucher, about the Telegram link. Okay. So I already shared this information already. So if you're joining late, that means you need to go with the recordings. Okay, the recordings already provided in the Telegram group. Okay, I'm going to share the Telegram link once again at the mid of the session, so that will be the peak count of the session, right? So at that particular time, I'm going to share the link once again so that everyone can join the Telegram group and everyone can go with the recordings as well. Okay, so everything will be fine, everything will be clarified, so no need to worry first of all. So please concentrate on the class as for now, then after we can go with all the things. Okay, so now let me open my instance. See guys, if I'm not using my instance, what it is displaying over here, it is showing to wait for some time. It is wake uping my instance. It will take 5 to 10 minutes of time. Okay, so then after I can see start building option over here, then after I can go with my instance. So before that, let me, so I got it. So this is the preview everyone will see. So this is the preview that everyone will see, right? So the first thing that you're seeing over here, that is the logo. The use of logo is to get to this page. The page that you're seeing over here, the page that you're seeing over here, everyone seeing over here, right? Everyone can see the content creator studio. Then after, if you scroll down, there are some different components are provided over here to access something. Okay, so this is nothing but a content frame, guys. The thing that I'm scrolling now, the page that I'm scrolling now, that we call, that is content frame. Okay, that is content frame. So whereas coming to the above part of this content frame, you people are seeing one banner. So the thing that we are calling above the content frame, that is banner. It do consist of all the things, that is ServiceNow logo, all, menu, favorite, history, and workspace. Then after, it will show the contextual app pill. This is global search. This last two things are like application picker, slider, and help center. Then after, notifications, user menu. So we will discuss each and everything clearly. Then after, we will proceed. So whereas coming to the ServiceNow logo, the use of ServiceNow logo is to come to this page, the main page. This we call as a main page, where whenever we are logging to the ServiceNow, we will see this page. Okay, as a PD1, PDI account. So whenever we are logging to our PDI account, we will so directly see this page. So if we are working on different things, like if I, let me open one of the page. So suppose if I'm working on a service catalog, if I'm working on a service catalog, but I want to navigate to the first page where I want to see the main page. Then I can directly click on logo. It will directly go back to the main page of the instance. So what is the use of all? So this we call as an all menu, guys. This particular thing that we call as an all menu, it do consist of all the applications and modules. So here you are seeing all the applications. If you click on the drop down of any application, that will display modules. So each and every module have some uniqueness where it will helps to navigate to somewhere else. Depends on the tables that are linked with. Okay, I will tell you very clearly what is these applications and modules. As for now, just listen what are the things that we are discussing. So whereas coming to this all menu, it helps us to navigate to all the applications and modules that are there in our instance. And the main thing that we are working in the instance is from the all menu only. So everything that you want to work, that will be accessible by all menu. So whereas coming to the next option, that is favorite. So you already got to know what is favorite. So how we can make a favorite? Suppose I'm in the all menu, I'm working under the self-service application. So if I click on self-service application, I'm just mainly focusing on the incidents. Okay, I'm mainly focusing on the incidents module. Then you will see one star icon over here. You will see one star icon over here. That is nothing but a favorite button. That is nothing but a favorite icon. So if you click on this favorite icon directly, it will ask us to name that particular thing. Okay, name that particular thing. If that is done, that will be added to the favorite. Okay, that will be added to the favorite. You can check that. So now I'm going to the favorite. You can see From the self-service application, I'm going to see the incidents. I'm going to see the incidents. So where I can access this incidents without going to the all menu directly. Okay, without going to the all menu directly. So this is the use of favorite, guys. So whereas coming to this history, the use of history is it will store the recent 30 apps. The recent 30 tabs. That means now we have opened incidents. Okay, now we have opened incidents, and previously we are working on service catalog module. So now we are working on incident module, right? These are the things that we have worked 1 and 2 minutes ago. Okay, so if you see, that will also store the yesterday's, or that will also displays the yesterday's also, day before yesterday also. So it will show what the frequent things that you are opening in your instance. It will store over there. It will maximum display last 30 tabs. Okay, so whereas coming to here, some of you people will see admin, or some of you people see workspace. So if you are seeing workspace, that is nothing but a area the user is going to work on. As coming to the admin, you can consider this is a workspace. Okay, so beside that, you all people seeing this particular rectangle. It is not exactly a rectangle, but it's look like a rectangle, right? So the thing that you're seeing over here, that we call as contextual appeal. Contextual appeal. It will indicate us to see what we are working on. So what is the use of this contextual appeal is like, it will helps us to see what is the thing that we are working on. Suppose the same thing I'm opening here. I'm just going to the incidents over here. So here, if you see, guys, in the contextual appeal, the content is been changed. You are seeing the incident view that is from the self-service application. That is from the self-service application. This is the use of contextual appeal. Suppose we are working on something, it will directly display that thing on the contextual appeal. Even if I go to the record number, if I want to see the record, and if I want to clear what is the record is all about, that will display over contextual appeal. Okay, so contextual appeal is the main use of contextual appeal is that, so whatever the thing that you are working on in your instance, that will display over there. So let me open for the incidents also. So if I click on any new incident form, that will directly display the incident record. New incident created record with the number. So got the idea how this particular contextual appeal is working on? Then after, if you see, guys, we have few more things to discuss. There is one search that is with the magnifying lens. Okay, so if you click on this search, that is nothing but a global search. The option that we call the magnifier lens, that we call as a global search. Basically, this particular option is all about searching everything in the instance. Suppose if you are working on the knowledge management, suppose if you are working on the service catalog, so that particular topics are mainly focused on article deliveries and equipments that we are going to order. So there are some topics that are totally different, guys. So when we are working on that, we will got to see some unique things over there. But as for now, please consider that you are searching for one article. You are searching for one article. So that is reset pass. So if that article is available, then it will directly show the view results. If you click on this view results, then it will directly take me to that article and it will show that. So reset my password is one article has been there, or few incidents also will be created over that. And there is one knowledge article over there. So these all things are related to the word that I have searched in the global search. So this how you are going to use the global search. Suppose if you want to find out something that is necessary for you, you can search in the global search and you will find out over there. Okay, so that will display from the tables, that will display from the application, that will display from the knowledge article, that will display from the service catalog, but it will display all the things from that. Whatever the necessary thing that is for you, you can go with that. Okay, so beside that magnifier lens, we have one more option, that is application picker. We have one more option, that is application picker. What is this use of application picker? What is the main use of it? So whereas coming to this application picker, the use of this application picker is, guys, it will help us to see in which application scope we are and in which update set we are. Okay, so what is this application scope? What is it update set?
Sandeep, your screen is
We will
talking.
see in the further sessions what is this main things are
Yes, Sandeep.
all about, and how we are going to change that, how we are going to use
Sandeep.
that. Okay, but please remember this particular globe icon is the use of
Yes, Sandeep.
seeing application scope and update set. That particular globe symbol
Sandeep.
we call that as an application picker. So beside that particularly we have one more option that is looks like a messenger app. It's exactly right, guys. It looks like a messenger app, but the main use of that is slide bar discussions. Suppose there is a group of people working on a single incident, single record that is been raised with a customer, then they can connect with each
Sandeep.
other and they can implement that. Okay. The use of this slide bar is that one only. So where we can see all the messages or unread messages and records related to records discussions or many more things. Okay. So the use of this slide bar is that. And whereas coming to the next option, the question mark symbol that you're seeing over here, the use of that is to navigate you to the help center. Okay. So navigate you to the help center. That doesn't mean that it will directly show what are the data that is required for you. Here, before I'm navigating to anywhere, it is directly helping us to go to the ServiceNow documentation. So if you click on this help center, it is giving one link over here, guys. It will directly help you to go to the ServiceNow documentation. That is product documentation. That is the exact documentation that has been provided by the ServiceNow team, where you can check all the content that is been explained by me. Okay. So if you want to have a good look on any topic, you can go through this documentation and you can clarify over there. Okay. So whereas coming to this notifications, so if any email notification or any automation is been performed, that is been given to the admin, then you will see the notifications that are coming to the admin. Okay. So the last thing, the best thing that we have in the banner, the last and the best thing that we have in the banner, that is user menu. What is this last thing? The profile that you're seeing over here that we call as a user menu, guys. User menu. Inside that user menu, we will see which profile we are using, what is the settings of that profile, that is nothing but the preferences, and what are the keyboard shortcuts that we can use in the instance. What is this keyboard shortcuts? So we all know about the simple keyboard shortcuts. That is Control C, Control V, copy paste. So same like that only, guys. So whereas coming to this instance, so we have some shortcuts where we can use to navigate to some places. Okay. So we have some shortcuts to navigate to some places. If you click on that, you will see all the shortcuts over here that will help you to navigate over there. Suppose if you want to make a favorite of that page or unfavorite that, we can directly use Control Shift F. Like that. These are the main shortcuts that you can remember, so that it will be helpful for you to navigate through instance very easily. So whereas coming to this last three options, I will tell you what are the main use of that. So what is the use of impersonate user? So we will discuss that later, guys, because we are going to cover system security also today. So in that particular system security, we are going to use this option impersonate user. Okay. So whereas coming to this impersonate user, the use of that is to navigate to any other user as an admin to check what are the things that we are assigned to that user, whether that user is able to see that or not. As the admin, we are going to that user, logging to that user, checking that what the permission that I have assigned to that user is been given to that user or not. Okay. So next coming to the option called elevate role. What is this? What is the use of this elevate role? What is this all about? So if you come into this option elevate role, guys, so here is very simple elevate role. So the use of this elevate role is to advance the security settings or roles that is been given to the system administrator. So here, even as a system administrator, we can't control one thing. Okay. Even as a system administrator, we can't control one thing, that is ACL. Okay, that is ACL. That is also one topic, one of the major important topic, guys, that we will see in the further sessions. So to get to know about the ACL or to perform any ACL in our instance, we need to have an extra access. Okay, that is security underscore admin role. This role to be given to the admin, then only this person will modify or create an ACLs. Okay. Other than that, this as a system administrator, we can't work on the ACLs. Okay. So to work on the ACLs, we need to enable this. So whenever we are discussing about the ACLs, we will tell about this element rule and what are the use of that. Okay. So if you go with the next other options that we have, that is print friendly version. So suppose if you are working on this page, guys, and the entire page should be printed, then directly click on this. It will show the page in the next tab, and it will directly helpful for us to download and print it. Okay. Suppose any table that is mandatory for you people to print out, take a print off. So you can directly click on this, and you will get the printout of that page. Okay. So you can download that page, and you can take a print of that page. So the last option, the best option that you all know, that is logout. So what is the main use of logout? To go back to the page. So if you click on that logout, what happens? It will ask username and password. So where we will get username and password? That is there in the ServiceNow website. So for that, you need to go to the user menu, and here we have one option, manage instance password. Then from here, we need to mention that admin is a username and password is this one. Login. So guys, now tell me, anything is missing from my side? Like everything is clear, right? Whatever the instance that we are seeing over there, we will see all the things in detail from scratch, guys. So just the explanation is very important for you people to understand. Is that fine, guys? Everything is clear? Please let me know. So if you're facing any difficulties, guys, don't worry. You have a recordings that will be shared in the Telegram group. I'm going to share that so you can watch over there. Okay. So I think everyone understood about this. The entire preview that we are seeing over here, that is content frame and banner. What are the things that are there in the banner? Each and everything has their own uniqueness. So what is the uniqueness of that and how we are going to use that? Okay. So now let me start with the first topic, that is basic configuration. So how we are going to use this basic configuration? What is the main use of that basic configuration? So let me see that and how we are going to implement that to your instances. Okay. So before before I'm going to implement that in my instance, I have one more option to do similar kind of a things, but not the exact one. Okay. So if you see, guys, here in the user menu, we have one option called preferences. If you click on that, it will display one pop-up where you are going to set a display settings, set a theme, or we are going to change the accessibilities of the user that will apply to the entire instance, and we can decide the notifications that are that should be displayed, and we even can change the language and the region, and we even also can decide what are the debug methods that we can use, and we also can decide what is the user experience that we need to see. Okay, so these all are for specific users. Okay, now as a system administrator, if I do that particularly, that will be applicable for all the users. But if I log into any other user, if I log into any other user, then I perform that particular preferences, then what happens is like that will be applicable to that user only. That will be applicable to that user only. So if in that case, then what is the best chance that we can use and modify our instance? Okay, that means we need to change the banner color, we need to change the context that we are seeing over here, or we need to change the logo. I think everyone will see the same logo, ServiceNow logo, as well as everyone see the same banner title and everyone see the same page header. So what we are going to see that is like, if you place your cursor on the banner, guys, you're going to see something over there. That is nothing but banner title. Under that, we are going to see page header. Okay, so banner title is ServiceNow, and page header is ServiceNow management. Okay, so these all things to be controlled. And even if you see, guys, even if you see, if I'm going to any record, let me go with the incident records. So here, if you see any record or anything that you are going to see here, that is not matching with the Indian time zone. Okay, that is not matching with the Indian time zone. So if we want to even change the time format, date format, or whatever the things that we want to change, if we want to do such kind of a things, so for such kind of a configuration, in the mobile, we have simple option settings. In the mobile, we have simple option called settings. So whereas coming to the instance, we have a one option called basic configuration. Basic configuration. So to perform all this kind of stuff, so to manage the themes, to manage the security settings, or like to manage the date and time format, to manage the time zone, to manage the language, to manage the banner, to manage the header, so everything. So you want to change all these things, we have a single settings option, that is basic configuration 16. So let me search. So everything, guys, everything in ServiceNow, we will always start with all. We will always start with all. Okay. So let me click on all, and then after search for basic configuration. So here, if I search for basic configuration, I can see two modules names, but we are going to use the last one, that is basic configuration UI 16. That is the latest one that is introduced, guys, in the Washington version. That is introduced in the Washington version. So we are using basic configuration UI 16. So if you want to check the previous version, you can directly click on the first one, that is basic configuration. That will go to the previous version content, where you are going to see the previous how we are going to modify our instance. So if you want to modify our instance in the latest version, that is basic configuration UI 16, then we can directly click on this module. That is under which application? That is under system properties application. So we have one application with the name system properties. Under that, we have first option that we are going to do for our instance, that is basic configuration UI 16. Click on that. So after clicking on basic UI configuration UI 16, so what are the things that we can modify? So we even can change page header caption. So as you see, guys, if I'm placing my cursor on the logo, you can see the page header caption has been displayed over there. Even browser tab title is also displayed over there. Okay, so I can change the system time zone also. So now the system time zone has been set to the America. Even I can change that to India. Okay, even I can change that to India. If you are not able to find India, okay, so if you are not able to find India, no need to worry. Try to choose the nearest time zone that we have. Try to choose the nearest time zone that we have. So what is the best time zone that we can choose is like GMT over here. Okay, what is the best time zone that we can choose is like GST. Instead of IST, Indian Standard Time Zone, we can go with the GMT. Okay, so now let me change the page header caption also. That is cohort 2. ServiceNow. So whereas coming to my particular page header caption is host to ServiceNow. Okay, so now if I want to change the browser title also, then I can change that. Let me change that as well. SN admin, ServiceNow admin. That is the browser title name that I want to display over there. Even if I want to change the logo, okay, even if I want to change the logo, instead of ServiceNow over there in the banner, I want to display something else, I can add that. So let me change that as well. So I have selected a different banner over here. So that is nothing but a logo that looks for that replace the ServiceNow symbol over there. Okay. So then after, if you see, I even can set a date format. So here we have multiple date formats. So first it is displaying the year, then after it is displaying the month, then after it is displaying the date, right? If we want to display in the reverse order, like I want to display in this format, guys. First I want to see the date, then I want to see the month, then I want to see the year. That should be also in this format. Okay. So I can set a date format. I even can set a time format, like I can set an Indian time format, right? So most of the Indians don't go with the 24 hours time format. So what they will go with is like they will go like 12 to 12 hours. Okay. So first 12 hours with an AM, next 12 hours with a PM. So that is fine for me. I want to see in that format. That is the time format that I want to display. So if you want to change the rest of the things, guys, so here you can read out. Here you can read out. Here we have header background. Here we have banner text background. So each and everything has something to be changed. Okay. So each and everything can be changed. And even we have some defined provided themes. If you want to change that, we can change. Okay. So the theme that we are using now is this one. If you want to change that, we can go with the next theme that we have. Okay. So after configuring your basic configurations, okay, after configuring the entire thing in the basic UI 16, what you can do is like we need to click on save. Then only that particular configuration that you have created will be applicable to the entire instance. Okay. Now let me click on save. Now it was done. You got to see that some notifications has been displayed over here, like date format is being changed, time format is being changed, and titles also has been changed, and time zone format has been changed. So a lot of things has been changed over here. So now let me click on refresh to see the differences in the instance. Okay. So guys, everyone got to see the differences now. The major differences that you can observe here as particularly that are the banner logo that we have here was changed. The logo has been changed. And if I'm placing my cursor on the banner, if I'm placing my cursor on the banner, you can see my banner title that has been represented over here, SN underscore admin, sorry, minus admin. Even my page header is also displayed over here, code to service now. Okay. And even you can see the banner title that I have changed that will be displayed in the contextual app bill. Okay. And you can check the date and time format has been changed, right? I have changed the date and time format. So where you can check that. So that will be checked based on the records. So if I go with the records that I have opened frequently, so let me go to the incidents. Here you can check, guys. So previously the time is on the top and date is on the bottom. Now if you see, the date is on the up and time is at the bottom. And even you can identify some differences over here. Like it is displaying in the Indian time zone, like AM PM. Then after, even you can see it got to the nearest time zone that we have. Okay. So guys, any doubts regarding this basic UI configuration? This is a very simple thing, right? Everyone got to know about the basic UI configuration? It's clear? Any doubts regarding this? And the thing that I have changed over here, so the basic UI configuration that has been changed as a system administrator, that will be applicable to all the people in the instance. Okay, that will be applicable to the all the people in the instance. That means in the organization, I am using a system administrator profile. If I create any account who is joining in my company, so I will give the login credentials and password to them, right? So whatever the things that I have set as system administrator, basic configuration settings, that will be applicable to that person also. That will be applicable to that person also. So this how we are going to create our own basic configuration settings to create our own instance style. Okay, so we can change the logo, we can change the timer zone, we can change a lot of things in the basic configuration 16. That depends on you guys. Someone is asking about we can choose our picture as a banner. That depends on you. Basically, we always choose we always pick according to the scenario, guys. We always pick the pictures according to the scenario. So, I want to know how many of you people got the concept. Please respond to me in a chat box or in a Q&A. Everything is clear. So let me ask few questions. Is that fine for you? Can I ask any question? Is that fine for you? So the first question is how I can customize my instance. So where I need to navigate. So now everyone should respond in the Q&A. I want to see the answers. Where I need to navigate to customize my instance. So you people need to start expanding from the scratch, guys. That is, go to the all menu. Then after, in that particular filter navigation, we are going to search for basic configuration UI 16. Okay. That's great. That's great. I got a lot of answers. That means everyone is focused on the screen and everyone listening the class carefully. Okay. So now let me go with the next concept, guys. Now let me go with the next concept. That is system security. That is system security. That is also one of the most important topic that everyone should know. And what is the main use of that and how we are going to create our users, our roles, our groups in our instance. Okay. So now everyone is familiar with instance because everyone got to know something that they can do in the instance. Okay. So now as a admin, what are the things that we are going to do that we are going to see? Okay. So as an admin, we can do all the things. We can control each and everything. So the first topic that we are going to cover, that is system security, guys. That is system security. Under that system security, we are going to see few things are like one is users, one is groups, one is roles. Okay. So now let me display you something so that you will get a clarity. So I think most of you people observed this particular pic in the SRS class. Okay. In that particularly, I have told you people that the particular tables that you are seeing in the bar box are common for multiple portfolios. So now we are working on ITSM. As an ITSM user also, I can use few tables or few applications that are available in the instance. So if you go for the service, HR service management, even that particular HR service management do have these common tables. The working of these tables will be same in that portfolio also. That means we need to concentrate lot on the ITSM so that we can practice and master lot of applications and tables that are there in our system. Okay. So here the common tables that you're seeing are like users, groups, tasks. Okay. So now let me tell you in the first in the first way of interaction to the platform, what are the things that you people need to know? Okay. So here, these are the common interacting platforms that we are going to see whenever we are working on our instance, guys. So this will be the common things that you are going to see always. So whenever we are opening our instance, these will be the common interfaces that you are going to see lot of times you will see these pages. Okay, so the page that you are seeing over here, that let me call it out and let me explain you what are those. So here the first thing is workspace. I already told that each and every user with the role having their own workspace based on the role. Okay, so whereas coming to the list, that is nothing but it is providing the list of records under the table. So if you see the image, that is displaying incident records, incident records. Okay, so whereas coming to the next, okay, that is form. It is displaying the incident form where we can enter the data that will be storing in the form of record. Okay, form is a place where we are going to enter the values to store the record. Okay, so then after at the bottom you are going to see dashboard. So that is common for everything, right? So dashboard is a place where you're going to see the visual representation of entire data. Simple. So whereas coming to this knowledge base, that is very important, guys. Knowledge base, where we are mainly focusing on in the ITSM. So we will mainly focus on knowledge bases, service catalog, and SLA, service level agreements, and few things are mainly focused whenever you're working on ITSM. Okay. So in that particularly, the one of the main thing is knowledge base, where it helps us to work on the articles. Okay, it helps us to work on the articles. Please remember, as for now, that is an article. But whenever we are discussing this topic, I will go in detail and I will explain you what is this all about. So whereas coming to this service catalog, this particularly basically works as a flipchart. Everyone know about the flipchart, I think so. So guys, everyone know about the flipchart? Everyone know about the flipchart? What is the main use of flipchart? Can anyone tell me? What is the main use of flipchart? How we can use our flipchart? So it is mostly like a e-commerce platform, okay, where we can see multiple categories for the shopping. Basically, we can buy something online. Okay, basically we can buy something net online. So in the same way, ServiceNow do offer something like that. Okay, in the same way, ServiceNow do offer something like that called service catalog, where it provides services. It provides hardware items, softwares, office locations, mobiles. So there will be a lot of things, guys. There will be a lot of things in the service catalog. We will consider that as an items where we can order. Okay. So ServiceNow is having their own separate service catalog for internal systems that can be operated. Okay, internal systems that can be operated. Basically, if you go for the any IT industry, let me take a simple example and let me explain you about service catalog, guys. So if you go for any company, the first thing that you will get is laptop, notes, then after any mobile they offer, if they, and they will give bottle, bag, few swags. Okay, few swags, and they even provide software for your laptop, and they will give the credentials. A lot of things will happen whenever you're joining the office. Okay, so these all things are internally ordered. Okay, internally ordered, and they will provide it to you whenever you are joining in that company. That means that should be ordered, right? So that is the place where we are going to see service catalog, where we are going to work on the internal ordering system for the IT industries. Okay, so I will explain in detail about this whenever you're working on that. So we will discuss a lot of things in that. So there will be a huge thing that you need to know, and that will make you excited also. So whenever you're working on that particularly, okay. So these are the common interactive platforms. Whenever we are working on the instance, we will see these pages. Okay. Please remember this, guys: workspace, list, form, dashboard, knowledge base, service catalog. So these are the terminologies that you people need to remember and you need to see whenever you're working on the instance. Okay. So now let me start working on the first concept, our first concept, that is users, and the next concept is groups, and the last concept that we are going to cover for today, that is roles. Okay, so whereas coming to these groups and users, okay, who is this user? Who is this user? Can anyone tell me who is this user in the chat? Guys, can anyone tell me quickly who is this user? Anyone from the Q&A, guys? Please. Can anyone tell me who is this user? User. What is this term user refers to? We people are users. Wow, that's very good answer. Us who use this thing? There are some different kind of people in the chat box, and there are unique also. I got to see a lot of unique answers. That is very nice. So someone of you people already answered that very correctly. So if you see, guys, here Chendu is the person who is answered that correctly, exactly correct. That is, and the persons who are trying to answer, that is also correct. That is exactly correct, guys. So that is your perspective about the user. Okay, but the exact definition is like this. Okay, user is the individual who is going to work on the platform. Who is the individual who is going to interact with the platform, who is going to work on the platform, okay, who is going to use the platform. That person is nothing but a user. Okay. So whereas coming to our instance, okay, whereas coming to our instance, so now we have logged in as a system administrator, right? Now we have logged in as a system administrator. Everyone who is going to create your accounts, they will go with the system administrator profile. Okay, they will go with the system administrator profile. That doesn't mean that you are not going to log in as any other user, but you are getting the highest authority where you are going to control each and everything, guys. Okay, the major thing that you need to remember is you are the system administrator for your organization. You are going to give your employees lot of things. Okay, now as a system administrator, I am working in this particular organization, that is as an admin. Okay, that I have kept as my banner title. So now I got to know that there are few employees are hired. I got to know that there are few employees are hired. Okay, so they are coming to my company. They are coming to my company. So then, as a team manager or team leader, so suppose consider that I'm a team leader, guys. Okay, I'm a team leader. So as a team leader, what I will do is like I will create one account for that person. Okay, I will create one account for that person whenever he is joining in my company or whenever he is joining in company as my team. Okay, we are working in the service now, right? We are working in the service now. That doesn't mean that everyone do get the admin profile. That doesn't mean that everyone do get the admin profile. So everyone do get one profile for themselves. That depends on the role that giving by the admin. So as an admin, I am giving one role to that person who is going to joining my company. What I'm giving some random role, guys. Okay, where that person can log into instance and work on the instance. So before that person get to see like what are the user credentials or everything, we need to do a lot of things for that person, guys. As a system administrator, we need to create that person account. We need to give the credentials. That means we need to generate the credentials for that person, and we need to also give accesses roles and permissions that can be assigned to that person so that that person can work on that. So now let me tell you guys, let me tell you a few points. Then after I will work starting on, I will work on that. Okay. So here, whereas coming to the users, what are the things that can user do, or what are the things that user does mostly? Okay. So in the list of points, you can note it down, guys, if you want. User can update the record, user can import data, user can request items, user can implement flows, user can approve knowledge content, user can run reports, user can develop applications. So these all things that can be done by user. These all things that can be done by user. So if you want to note down these points, guys, please make a note of this because these are very important. Some of you people also will get in the global certification exams, or some of you will get an interview questions or like this. So what are the things that can be done by user? So then you will get confused over there. So what are the things that can be done by user? So that should not happen, right? So for that case, please make a note of this. So what are the things that can be done by user? That are like update records, import data, request items, implement flows, approve knowledge content, and run reports, develop application. These are the some kind of an automation that can be done by user. And whereas coming to this particular user, guys, user. So whereas coming to this user, so we are going to see this particular user in this particular table called sys underscore user. So that is nothing but a API name, guys. That is nothing but a API name. We also call as background name, system name, anything is fine. So according to you, you can keep it as that. So we will generally call that as a background name or API name. Okay. So now let me help you out, guys, how we are going to create a user in our instance and how that person is going to log into his account and how as an admin we are going to log into that person account. So I will show that all the things we will discuss. So please remember these points and please make a note of this or try to take a snap of it so that it will help you out. Okay. So if that is done, I'm going with the instance. So guys, now let me show you how how I'm going to create a user in our instance and how I'm going to create one credentials for that user and how as an admin I'm going to log into that user. Okay, so we will see that, guys, we will see that. So now let me go to the instance and let me show you how I'm going to create the user and how I'm going to log into that user as an admin and how I'm going to view the credentials for that user so that that user also can log into the instance. Okay. So everyone, please be ready with your eyes so that you need to concentrate on your screen. Okay. So let me go to the instance. I am in the instance now. So to create a user, the thing that we need to go, where we need to go, that we need to go to the user table. We need to go to the user tables where it is. So we already discussed about thing, everything that we want to create, develop, modify, see that everything that we want to do in the instance, we need to go to the all menu. Click on the all menu, then after search for users. Okay, if you search for users, that will display a lot of things over here, guys. That will display a lot of things over here. But we need to work on the system ones, system applications. We need to work on the system applications. So what are the things that you are seeing over here? That are the applications that are created by the system only, but not are the standard applications that used for creation of that users. Okay? So for each and everything, there will be multiple applications. There will be a multiple applications, but that doesn't consider that is application is mainly focused for creating that or not. Okay, so each and every application has their own uniqueness. So whereas coming to the working on that things, so we always depends on the system applications. So we always go with the system applications. Please remember this point because that is very important. Okay. So we always start working with the system applications. To create a table, we go with the system definitions. To modify that, we will go to the system properties. Okay. So always remember that we always go with the system applications. That may be a system security, that may be a system definition, that may be a system UI. So there will be multiple system applications, guys. Okay. But always work on the system applications so that we will get the exact result. If you work on any other application that is displaying the same module, but it won't get the exact data that you want, guys. Okay. So now we are working on the user, right? So to create the user, we need to click on the users that is under system security application. You will see one module with the name users. Click on that. So whenever we are going to the users, if you see in the instance itself, there are a lot of users that are already created. I'm not creating as for now. I will show you how you can create. But let me tell you, there will be around 627 users defaultly. Okay, there will be around 627 users defaultly that are created by the system itself. Suppose if we want to log into that users, we can log into that users, the system created users, or if we want to create our own user, we can create that. Okay, so we can create that. If we want to log into the existing users, we can do that. Otherwise, if we want to log into the created users, we can do that. So this is the table where we are going to see the list of records of users, the list of records from user table. Got to know, guys? Where whenever we are searching for the users, whenever we are clicking on the users, we are going to see the list of records from the user table. So after this, what is the main thing that we need to focus on? So the main thing that we need to focus on is we need to go to the user menu. We have one option called impersonate user. I already repeated this option impersonate user just before half an hour, I think so. So I am also going to explain about this impersonate user also. Okay, how I'm going to use this impersonate user and how you can use also this particular option. Okay, so before going to that, let me tell you how we are going to work on the creating a new user. Okay, so now let me help you out to create a new user, guys. So for that, what the best thing that you can see is like we have one option here in the right top corner under the user menu. We will see one button with the name new. Just click on that. It will open a form. It will open a form. This is user form. This is user form where you are identifying that this is a user form. You can see, guys, here this is displaying user new record. That is nothing but a user form. Okay, so here we have to fill some data where we are going to create our users so that we can log into our user. So now let me create few users over here so that we can log into them. Okay, now the first user that I'm going to create with the name Sai. Let it be. Okay, let me take the test user. Test underscore user underscore one. Okay, I'm going to create my first user with the name test underscore user underscore one, guys. The first name I'm representing that as test, and the last name that is representing as test user one. Okay, so this is the user ID that I want to give to this to test user one, and this is the first name, this is the last name. So if I want to fill rest other fields that we have over here, I can decide the title, I can decide the department, I can decide the EB language and everything I can decide. Even I can add a photo for that person. Okay. So if I want to create in such a way, I can fill all the details over here. Okay. And I can click on submit. So whenever, if you're creating a new record, you need to mandatory enter few details. That is user ID, then after first name, last name. And one more main important thing that you need to make a note of is like you can't create the user with the same user ID. You can't create the user with the same user ID that you're using. Suppose if I mention that test user underscore one, if I create one more user, if I try to use the same user ID, that won't accept, guys. That won't accept. Okay. So now I'm creating the simple user that is with the name test user one. I'm not specifying all the fields over here. Just I'm keeping the user ID and first name, last name. Click on submit. Done. We have done with creation of a user. So everyone got to know how we are going to create the user. So guys, everyone got to know how we created the user. It's very easy, right? It's very easy. Please give the thumbs up if you got to know how you can create the user. That's great. That's great. So if you want to search the user that you created, okay, So we have multiple things over here. We can search using user ID. We can search using name. So here we can directly use the user ID or name so that we can search for our user. Here it is directly representing my user because we already located over there. So it's very easy, right? It's very easy, right? To create a new user. So let me create one more user also. Let me create one more user also so that everyone can understand this particular operation, how we are going to create a user. Okay. So let me go from the start. Okay. So let me go from the main instance and I will create one more user so that everyone can understand and everyone can relate with us. Okay. So let me go with the all. Here in the filter navigation, I need to search for users. Then after, I need to click on users that is under system security. That is under system security. If I click on these users, then what happens? It will directly display the list of records from user table. It will directly display the list of records from which table? That is from user table. Now, I already created my user. Let me explain you once again so that everyone can got the creation of the user. Okay. So now to create the user, I need to click on the new under user menu. Then after I need to specify the user ID, that is test underscore user underscore 2. This is the user ID that I want to specify. The first name is test and the last name is user 2. Okay. Then after I thought that this particular information is more than enough for the creation of the user and click on submit. Okay. So you got to see, right, guys? We got the creation of two users. If you are not seeing this particular two users, what you can do is like you can directly click on updates, guys. If you click on this updates, then it will sort the order and it will display the latest updated records over here. Latest created records or latest updated records over here. Okay. So then you can easily identify the records that you created. Otherwise, you can search for your record directly like this. Right? Then it will directly display these are the two records that you created and that you can use. So now I will also show you as an admin, I can log into this user, right? I already told that. As an admin, I can log into this user using impersonate option. Now I will show you how I'm going to log into this user as an admin. And after logging that, I will show some differences between the admin as well as user without any role and without any group. Then after, I'm going to tell you how I can create one set of a password for the user so that user can log into the account. Okay. So if I click on the logo, then I can go to the main page. Here, I'm going to the user menu, guys. Then after, if we click on impersonate user, if we click on impersonate user, it is already displaying inbuilt users data. It is already displaying inbuilt users data over here. But I need to search for the user that has been created by me. That is created by me. Okay. Let me search for the user that is test user 1 or test user 2. We can directly search with the name of that user, guys. We can directly search with the name of the user so that we can get that. So here it is directly displaying test user 1 and test user 2. So now let me log into any one of the user because for any user, I haven't specified any role. I haven't specified any field. Okay. Now I have selected test user 1 over here and I selected this option called impersonate user so that I'm just logging to the test user 1 as an admin. As an admin, I'm just checking with the test user 1 account. Okay, click on impersonate user. We will see some differences, guys. Please observe here. Please observe here. Now, if you go to the user menu, let me close this notifications. So now if I go to the user menu has been changed. Now this particular user menu is acting as a test user one, but this particular person is being impersonated as a from admin. Okay, how I'm telling that? So whenever if you see any circle with the red color on the banner, so on the profile, okay, on the user menu, that indicates, okay, that indicates you're logged in as an impersonate user. That indicates you are logged in as an impersonate user, and you also see one eye icon over here, one eye icon over here, and you also see one red line on the top of the banner. On the top of the banner, if you see one red line has been there on the top of the banner, and you also see one red circle and eye icon. Okay, so these are the differences that you are going to observe when you are in the impersonated user. Okay, now as an admin, I have logged into the test user one to check what are the access that person going to have. What are the access that person going to have? So I already told that as a basic configuration that I have defined to the entire system that is applicable to this person also, test user one also. So you want to see the logo is being changed for this or this person. Even banner title is also changed that you can check with the contextual apple. Okay. So now as a test user one, this person is not having any role, any group. Okay. So now if I go for the all, if you see guys, there are only limited applications. There are only limited applications that are given to this test user one. There are only limited applications that are given to this test user one. That means if we are not giving any role to the person also, if we are not giving any permissions to the person also, that person can access this set of things. That person can access this set of things. Okay, so these are the different applications that can be accessible whenever we are creating the user. So this particular application directly applies to that person. That person can access these applications. Okay, so even though we are not giving any role, even though we are not adding that person in any group, that person can access something. So without giving any role permissions to that person can access certain applications that are minimal. Okay, so now let me go back to the system administrator profile. For that, what I'm doing, I'm just going to the user menu once again. Then after, I'm just clicking on the end impersonator. I'm just clicking on the end impersonator. Okay. So end impersonator. So after doing that, guys, after doing that, what happened here? I'm got to the administrator profile. You can check that. If I click on user menu, I can see the administrator profile has been there now. And even if I go for the all, I will see all the applications that are given to the system administrator profile. Okay. Whereas I'm logging to the test user one, I can't do that. I can see only minimal applications. Even if I check with the test user two also, the same thing will happen. So let me check with that so that you will be habituated how I'm impersonating the user. Okay. To impersonate the user and to check the visibility and accessibility that has been given to that person, we need to impersonate to that person. For that, we need to go to the user menu, click on the impersonate user. Then after we need to search for the user, that is test user. Now I'm going to the test user 2. Previously, I went to the test user 1. Now I'm into the test user 2. Click on impersonate user. The same differences that you're going to observe. Now the profile has been test user 2. And you will see the red circle and icon on that. And you also see top of the banner, one red line is being indicated. Okay. So you also see if I go to the all, I can see there are minimal applications. There are only few applications that can be accessible by the default user. Okay, that can be accessible by a default user. That is given to the default user who is going to be creating account in the ServiceNow. Okay, so this how we are going to create a user, guys. This how we are going to create a user. So let me go with few points that are very important whenever we are working on the users. Then after, I will tell you how I can create one password for that user so that I can give username and password to that person to log into the account. So as a system administrator, I'm logging with using username and password that is there in the ServiceNow website, right? So if I go to the ServiceNow website, if I go to the main manage instance password, I will see my username and password, I can copy that, I can log into my account. But as a user, that person do also need to have something, right, to log into the account. So for that kind of a thing, we are going to generate one password for that person. How we are going to do that? So for that, we need to go to the users once again. To go to the users once again. Now I'm using all only, guys. I'm not using history, so that you're not able to. So if I use history, what happens is like you people will get confused. Okay. So even I can show that in the history. So you can see these are the frequent tabs that we have used. We can directly navigate to. If I click on these users, it will directly go to the list of user records. Okay. So let me go to the all and search for users so that it will feed in your mind. Okay. Let me search for users. Then after click on users under system security. So now I can see all the users that are there in our user table. Okay. So now I am going to create a password for test user one, guys. I'm going to create a password for test user one. How I am going to do that? So please observe the screen carefully because this is very important and very, very important to do that. Okay. So suppose we are assuming that we are generating one user credentials for the employee where that person is going to work on the service now. Okay. So for that, we are going to the test user one. For that, we are going to the test user one. Here, if you see, previously we can't see this all options, right? Previously, when I'm in the form, previously when I'm clicking on the new form, I can't see this all buttons and extra buttons. I can't see extra tabs over at the bottom of the screen. So I will explain all this, guys. I will explain, no need to worry. So this particular option is update. Suppose if you are adding anything new in the form, we can update that. Okay. And the option that we are going to use now to create a password for this user, that is set password. That is set password. You can see one option button over here, that is set password. We need to click on this button. We need to click on this button. Then it will give one option for us, that is to generate one password for this user. It will give one option for us to generate one password for this user. This password is system generated password. Okay. This password is system generated password, not the password that we are going to give to the user. This is the system generated password. So let me copy this password. Okay. Then after save this password so that that will be applicable. Okay. So you can see pop-up has been changed. Password was saved successfully. Close it and update. Okay. Now we got to know the system generated password for the test user one. We got to know the system generated password for the test user one. So let me write down that in the notes for your understanding. So let me open that in the new page. So now we have a username. So here the username is user ID, guys. That is test underscore user underscore one. This is the username that we have. And the password that is generated by the system is this one. I have copied it. Okay. So now I'm going to create one password for this user. How I'm going to do that? So please observe the screen, guys. So for that, I need to get the instance URL that will be same for each and every person in the organization. That will be same for each and every person in the organization in my instance. Okay. So let me copy this instance URL. Now let me open this particular thing in the private window. So I'm going to the private window, paste the URL, then it will go to the navigation to log into the instance. It will go to the navigation where I can log into my instance. It is asking for username and password. So now we have username and password, right? We have note down in the notes. So this is the username. Mention that username, then after mention the password. So this is the system generated password, guys. This is not the password that we are going to give to the user one. So this is the system generated password. After clicking on the login, it will ask us to generate a new password for this user. Okay. So just click on the login. Then after it do ask us to create a new password for this test user one. So now we need to mention the system generated password over here. Then after we need to specify the new password for the user. Okay, I'm entering one password here. Okay, So that should also match this criteria, guys. That should also match this criteria. Then only it will be validated. Okay. So I have entered one password over here for the test user one. Then after I can click on submit. Then it will be saved and it will be logged into the instance as a test user one. It will be logged into the instance as a test user one. Now, if you see, if I click on the user menu, I can't see a lot of options over here. As a system administrator, I can see a lot of options over there, right? In the user menu. I can see extra options like impersonate user. I can see extra option like elevate role. That options are not available in the user menu for the test user one. Okay. So for accessing that kind of a things, we need to be a system administrator. Okay. That is also based on the roles that are given to that person. So I will explain you when I'm explaining about the roles option. Okay. So now we got to know what is the username and password for the test user one. Okay. So this how we are going to create password for the user. Got it, guys? Got it, guys? How we can create password to the user? That is very easy, right? So few of you people are mentioning that your screen is lag. Okay, that doesn't mean my network is slow, guys. If you see my network is fine, I can show my network speed also if we want. Okay, so I'm getting almost 90 Mbps speed. Okay, so please check with your connection. Please check with your connection and please check with your device. Okay, that is perfectly working fine for me. Guys, please let me know how many of you people understood how we can create a password for the user in the Q&A. So then after we have few more things to discuss so that we can complete with the users. Then after today, tomorrow we can start with the groups and roles so that you can understand more easily and more depth about the concept that we are discussing. Okay. So now if you see, guys, as a system administrator, I can log into this test user one using impersonate user. And if I want to provide the credentials for this test user one, like someone is joining in my company, if I want to give the credentials for that person, I can give this user ID and password that I have generated now so that that person will log in to that account. So even if I impersonate that user, that person is seeing only few applications, right? Let me check for the test user one also here in the private window. If I click on the all menu, here also if you see there are only few applications that is been given to the test user one. Okay. So this is how we are going to create a password for the user. Now guys, please listen carefully. I'm going to explain two more things in this particularly. Then after we will go with the doubts that we have that has been mentioned in the Q&A. So I will cover that. Then after we'll close the session. Okay. So here, if you see, guys, when I am clicking on the test user one, it is opening the form of the record, right? So here, if you see option called active, that means this user is active now. That means this user is active now. If I deactivate this user, if I click on update, so now you people tell me, can I log into this user? Now you people tell me, can I log into this user? Now you people tell me, can I log into this user, guys? Everyone. So everyone is saying no. That's great. Let me search for that. So first of all, the easy way to log in is, so let me close this tab also. The easy way to log in is impersonating the user, right? So let me go to the user menu and click on impersonate user and let me search for test user one. Test. So if you see guys here, if you see, I can see only the test user two. I can't see test user one now. I can see only test user two. I can't see test user one now. So now let me activate that user once again. Now let me activate that user once again. I'm going back to the test user one. Now I'm activating this user and click on update. Whenever we were working on our form, guys, please try to update that. Then only you will see the changes in the configuration in the database instance. Okay. So now you people tell me, can I see that particular user? Can I see that particular user? Naresh, please don't spam that particular message that you are repeatedly spamming over here. What you can do is like, you can just go with the recordings because I will do share the recording link in the group, Telegram group. Okay. So there itself, you can watch the video slow and you can practice there itself. Okay. Then you can get a good knowledge rather than spamming message over here and whatever the content that I'm delivering here, right? That is not matching with you. So what you can do is like, you can go with the recordings and you can continue with the topic that I'm explaining as for now. Okay. So now guys, please tell me how many of you people are thinking that I can log into the test user one. Now I have activated that user. Now I have activated that user. Now let me see how many of you people are guessing correct. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm going to share the Telegram link once again. Guys, please mention the answers, please. Everyone, go with the answers. Once you activate a user, it works normal as earlier. Okay. Some of you people are thinking that no, and some of you people are mentioning yes. Okay, let me check. Let me check. Okay, we will check that. Now let me go to the impersonate user and let me search for the same thing. Okay. So here I need to remove this guys. It is disturbing. Okay. So now let me search for test user one. So if you see, if I search for test user, I can't see test user one over here. I will only able to see test user two. So why I can't see test user one? The main reason I'm going to tell you here, please remember guys, this is also one of the most important thing that you need to remember. So from the users table, okay. So if I click on users, if you see, there are two options that are enabled over here. There are two options that are enabled over here. One is logged out, one is active. Okay, one is logged out, one is active. So whereas coming to this logged out, if this option is enabled, then that person can't be displayed in the impersonate user and that person can't log in using their own credentials also. Okay. If I remove this option, that person can insert, that person can be impersonated, and that person can be logged in using user credentials. So why I'm deactivating this user and why that particular logged out option is automatically activated? So what is the main cause of this? Okay, let me explain you. So what happens is like this. So whenever any company is suppose even consider me guys, so my company is being connected with me, right? So they will give some credentials for me where I'm going to work on that and I will implement that in the platform and I will do a lot of work in this particular year of period that they will keep me. So I'm going to work a lot of things. And I thought that I can go for out and I can reach out very any other company where they are going to provide more than the salary that is given in my company. Then what I will do is like I will jump into that company, right? I will jump into that company. So what is the main thing happens over here? What is the main thing happens over here is like as a user, So consider that test user is working in our company. Consider that test user one is working. Test user one is working in our company for 1 year. So what we will do, guys, as an admin, I will assign lot of tasks for test user one. That person will work on that, and that person will also customize something. That person will also develop something. So that person will do a lot of things. Okay. I will also give some roles and responsibilities to the test user one so that he can handle something. Okay. These many things has been given to the test user one, right? Suppose if that person is been leaving my organization, suppose the test user one wants to leave my organization, he will go directly. He will go directly. But whatever the configurations that he performed, that can't be changed. Okay. So that can't be changed by that user. For that, what I'm doing, I'm just deactivating the user. For that, what is the main thing that I'm doing? I am deactivating the user so that that person can't even log into the account. So mainly I'm preventing the access for test user one so that test user one can't log into our instance because that person is leaving our company, right? So now he's not a part of our company. He is in a different company so that we can't leak our work. So and he can't even destroy the work that he did. So for that security purposes, what we will do is like we will deactivate the user. Okay, give me a minute, guys. So here the main thing that is happening to the test user one, what is that is like, okay, so what is that here? That person is leaving the company and he is going to work on a different company. So as for our company securities, we can't leak the work that has been done by the test user one. So we can't destroy that work also because that is integrated with some of our work. So if directly we remove that person, what happens is like if directly we deactivate that person, what happens is like the entire data that is being implemented by test user one will be removed and destroyed. So to prevent that kind of a case, what happens is like automatically the lockdown option will be active. To prevent such kind of a case, what happens is like lockdown option will be activated. So if we deactivate the user also, that will automatically goes with the locked out option. That will automatically goes with the locked out option so that the data that is being created by the test user one that will be safe, but the test user one can't log into the instance with these credentials that has been given by us. Okay. So we given some credentials to that person, right? So we created user ID, we also created password for that person, and we given that person to that so that he will work on that. But as a test user one, he is leaving our company. That is not good for us. Guys, give me a minute. I will come back. Okay. So guys, I think that is all for today. Everyone got to know about the users and what are the important things that you people need to know. It's clear difference between the active and logged out, guys. Should I need to explain once again? Is that clear? Difference between active and logged out? Yes, thank you. Thank you for the response. Some of you people are asking once again, so let me explain. So, whereas coming to this logged out option, what happens is like lockdown prevents the deletion of data from the user that has been customized. Okay, as a test user one, if that person is going to work on certain configurations that are very important. Okay, so if that person leaves our company, we will directly deactivate that account. Okay, so if we deactivate the account, that account, what happens is like that account will be removed, as well as that person also will be removed with the configurations that has been performed. Okay, if we directly deactivate that user, automatically the customizations that has been performed by test user one will be removed. So in to prevent that kind of a thing, whenever we deactivate the user, automatically one option will be enabled, that is logged out. That will prevent the deletion of configuration that has been created by the user, and that will also prevent to not log in that user with their credentials. Okay, not log in with their credentials. Now we have seen that before that we have used this option logged out. Okay, so now I have removed that. Now tell me guys, how many of you people are thinking that I can log into test user one now? How many of you people are thinking that I can log into test user one? Please reply in the Q&A. How many of you people thinking that I can log into the test user one now? Yes, we can definitely. Now let me show you. I'm going to the impersonate user. Click on impersonate user. If you see, guys, directly it is displaying in the recent impersonations. Even though if I'm not searching there, I can at least see in here. And I can click on it. I can click on impersonate user so that I can see that. Okay. Password is not needed while logging as an impersonation user. Yeah, yes, that is the main thing, guys. As an admin, I can log into any account in my instance. So I'm the admin, right? I can log into any user account. That is the main thing, main use of impersonation user. Main use of impersonate user. So we can directly log into any other person. So I hope everyone got to know about the users. That is the first part of a system security. So tomorrow we will start with groups and roles. Then after we will continue if the time permits. Mostly we are going to cover groups and roles tomorrow. Okay. So as for now, today we have discussed about the basic configurations UI 16, and we also covered one topic in the system security, that is users. And I think most of you people understood about the concept that I have discussed. That is very clear. So please guys, if you're not able to understand, or if the screen has been stuck somewhere else, what you can do is like you can watch the recordings. The recordings will be provided for you people in the Telegram group. Okay, in the Telegram group. I'm sharing the link once again. If that is not given to you people, I'm sharing the Telegram group link once again for you people so that you can directly join and see. Okay. So even I'm sharing that group link in the chat box. Please check that. So you can check it out now. And regarding some of you people asking about the attendance, guys. So whereas coming to the attendance, that will be validated with the mail ID that you are logging in. Okay, please try to use the mail ID that you have registered to log into your webinar, log into the webinar. And attendance is mandatory, guys. I don't know the time duration that is been calculated for the attendance, but please try to join from 6 to 8. That will be automatically calculated. Don't ask about the attendance link, or don't ask about the any other things regarding the attendance. That will be automatically calculated. That is automated. Okay. So if you people receive the mail, in that particularly you are going to see handbook. In that particularly you are going to see the modules that you need to complete. You can start working on that. You can start working on them, guys, if you know about that. Otherwise, you can wait until the AMA sessions, that is mentoring sessions. So there itself, we are going to explain that modules, as well as we are going to discuss about some of the new things that will be left in the training. Okay. Attendance is automated. Don't ask about the attendance link, or don't ask about any other things regarding the attendance. So attendance is automated. So based on the attendance, if you want to see the attendance, what you need to do is like you need to contact to the support team. Okay. And if you want to know about the more in detail things that you want to know in the program, what is happening in this particularly, so you can directly mail to the contact support team. Okay. So you can check with the handbook that you got in the mail. Even calendar is also there in that particular mail, guys. You can check with that. And I hope everyone got the concept that we have discussed. Everyone got the concept that we have discussed. And thank you all for joining once again in the session. And we all will see you tomorrow, and we will get to know some more topics in the service now tomorrow. Okay. So please try to practice what are the things that I discussed today, so that that will definitely help you in the tomorrow session. Okay. I am going to share the link once again in the Telegram group, so that everyone can check it and everyone can work on it. Okay. So you can check the deadline for the program in the calendar, guys. So everyone received the mails, I think so. So please go with that mail, so that in that mail, particularly everything is been mentioned over there. So there is no need of telling anything from my side. So thank you all for once again joining in my session and listening that. So we will meet you all tomorrow, and happy learning for you all people, guys. Bye. Bye everyone. Have a nice day. Thank you all for joining.